I suppose I wanted to mention when I went from being what you'd call a conspiracy theorist to more of a healer and more of like an energy worker, which I always have been. I kind of have done both. But there was a time between 2020, 2021 and even into 22 where all I could do was talk about awakening and talk about, there's very few things I can actually say on here, but see these things, all the different types of establishments that are running the world as we know it, the media, television, programming, channeling. There's so many things that are very, very obvious right in front of our faces. I mean, I am one of them crazy people that believes that the whole world is run by, shall I correct myself and say was run by a establishment of flaky people that would, if were animals, would be amphibious of nature, I believe. And I do believe that this is not what we believe it to be in our perception. Time does not exist. Walls do not exist. It's a social construct of the world around us in our conscious creation of the mind. And if you've had any powerful kind of awakening experience, either through meditation or psychedelics, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about here. But I think the way I was trying to deliver it wasn't working for people and it wasn't resonating with people, and I was very much like boom, 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 kind of like trying to get this information out. And if you don't know any of that information, I mean, I know I've just spoken code for half of it, so some people probably won't have a fucking clue what I'm talking about, but if you don't know any of that information, then to try and digest all of that at one time or in one conversation can be so overwhelming. So I kind of subconsciously changed the way I was working and started to aim it more towards awakening, healing, going within the self, doing the shadow work, reprogramming, and being able to actually get to the place of awakening, but without going through the truth route and without going through having to like expose them to what's going on in the universe, because some people can't handle it. Some people can't consciously process that, because if they were meant to wake up in 2019, 2020, 2021, they would have done. That would have been when they had their calling. So we have to remember that we all have a calling, and some of that information, especially a lot of it to do with the kids, because really the whole thing is about the kids, and some people can't emotionally and physically and mentally process that and still function to know that that's how bad this world was. And potentially, I don't think it still is. I was going to say it's not. But, in some people's opinions maybe. But I don't personally believe that them things are still happening with the same establishments that were running them. I don't believe that they're still in power using the DRE. Google Chrome. Fucking hell. It's very hard to talk. Yeah. And I was not obviously laughing at that because it's a very sad, sick topic to think about. However, this point of this video is a bit mushed up. The point I'm trying to make is it's okay to translate that differently, and it's okay to help people translate it differently. And it's okay if people don't want to dive deep into the world of truth and deep into conspiracies and things like that, because they're not conspiracies for first of all, they're fact, but a lot of them now have been proven and it's just common knowledge. However, again, just remember, some people can't handle it. That's not their path, and maybe our way of helping them awaken now is through helping them heal themselves to find their own truth and their own inner light. I hope that makes sense.